Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys what I read in February and what books are going to be on my TBR for March. I really don't know what happened this month. I didn't read much at all, but I feel myself slowly getting out of my reading slump because I know that I have been in one and it's really annoying. I read 2 books this month and I've got a few books that I'm really wanting to read, so I've put them on my TBR for March and we're gonna hopefully get to at least one. First book that I read is Heir of Fire by Sarah J Maas. This is the fourth book, however you're gonna put it, in the Throne of Glass series. If you don't know, I've been doing a reread of this series because I got the US covers before the new ones came out and I just wanted to do a reread, refresh my memory of things that happened before I go into Kingdom of Ash, because that is the only book that I haven't read yet for the first time. I finally finished this. I was supposed to read this in I think October last year. I had started it and then I just put it down and then I picked it back up the start of Feb, or maybe it was the end of Jan. This one I actually enjoyed reading the second time round. I think after reading Queen of Shadows, because the first time round I didn't really care much about 2 of the characters that we get POVs of in this book. I was just more interested in Selena and Dorian's POVs, and also Rowan's because we get Rowan's in this one. Going into this book, I was kind of dreading it because the first time around, 1, I didn't remember much, and 2, I didn't enjoy it as much as other people did, and I was really confused. I was like, what's going on? I don't really get it, but I do get it now. And I think if you don't end up liking this book and you continue the series, I would recommend after maybe reading Queen of Shadows or Empire of Storms, go back and reread Heir of Fire because it might change your point of view. I rated this a 4.5 just because of the POV that I didn't want to be in. 2 of the characters had actually swapped over, like my like and dislike. But I really thought I would tab a lot more than I did in this book, but I didn't. I'm going to go back and annotate the last bit that I didn't annotate because I've been reading a bit of it on my Kindle. So, the second and last book that I read for February was A Melt With You, which was the book that I read on my Kindle. This one I really wanted to DNF, but I feel like I've DNF'd quite a few books already this month, so I didn't want to DNF this one, and so I pulled through and I continued the book. Was it worth it? It was kind of worth it. I rated this book 2 stars. The only reason I give it a 2 stars is because of the love interest Chloe. I just felt really freaking bad for her, and just the way that Fallon treated her, which is the main character. This book is about Fallon, who is our main character, and the love interest Chloe. Both their moms own a ice cream truck and they're looking to like make kind of their name for themselves, kind of like Ben and Jerry's or something like that. I can't remember what they call. I think it's called Love and Bites or something like that. Or Love at First Bite. And the names for the ice creams actually, they're pretty like cool, I guess. It's like movie quote references as ice cream names or like TV show names and all that stuff. So I thought it was pretty cool. But 1 year, something happens between Fallon and Chloe. A year later, Fallon decides not to actually communicate with Chloe, and it becomes this whole miscommunication thing. And Chloe goes off to uni or college, whatever you want to call it, somewhere else a bit further away from Fallon, so it makes it a bit more difficult. This book screams miscommunication so badly. Oh my god. I didn't really like the writing in this book. I have read another of Jennifer Duggan's books called Some Girls Do, and I read a little bit of, was it Hot Dog Girl or something like that? I really enjoyed Some Girls Do. This one I just didn't really like. I really wanted to DNF at like 20% in because of the way that Fallon treats Chloe, and Chloe has absolutely no idea what's going on. I can see where Fallon is coming from, like what had happened after the night that something happened, but I would have communicated with her and been like, hey, so, you know, that night, the next day, what's happened? But this girl, she doesn't communicate at all, and she's so pissed off at Chloe, and I just felt bad for Chloe the whole time. I'm gonna say that over and over again, but I felt so bad for her. And it's like we got to where they actually finally communicated. Next day, it's like it's gone over Fallon's head, and it's gone back to miscommunication from her, and I'm just like, and then like 20 pages later they resolve it, and I'm just like, how, why, what? Yeah, 2 stars for this one, maybe even a 1.5. We are gonna get into the books that I have right here. The first book that I have is As Good as Dead. I am finally going to finish A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series by reading this one, and I'm very scared. I may or may not know something that was a major spoiler in this book because someone didn't put spoiler warnings on their video. So kind of ruins it for me, but obviously I'm gonna still read it anyways because I need like full context. We're gonna hopefully read it, and the show comes out I think in April, March or April I think it comes out, or May, I don't know, somewhere around that time. We're gonna get ready for it. I'm excited. I cannot wait. I think it's gonna be really, really good. The casting is amazing, by the way. The next book that I want to read is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. I just bought this recently. I read Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, and let's just say it wasn't my favorite book that I've ever read. I decided to give this one a go. A lot of people said that this one is better than Icebreaker, so I gotta give it a go. You know, we're gonna see what happens. The next one I want to read is Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. This is a cowboy romance. I know nothing about the book, besides that people love it, and a lot of the booktubers that I watch absolutely love this book, so I trust them and I'm gonna read it. Another book that I want to read is Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I did find this like after I bought the book, but I didn't see that before, unfortunately. I saw it at Big W today. There was a whole bunch of them in the second book as well, and I was like, I knew it was at Big W, but I decided to, you know, support Dimmicks and buy the book. So yeah, and we also have a QBD coming like right near me, the place that I always go to, like Big W. They're having QBD there soon. Book trips like every week. If you know me, I love both the Inheritance Games series and the Natural series. I actually kind of like Natural series just a little bit more than Inheritance Games. I loved the Inheritance Games, but as soon as I read the Naturals, where has it been all this freaking time that I started reading? This one is a duology, which is about debutantes, and the duology is called Debutantes. And I feel like these debutantes are gonna murder some people. A family fortune, a mystery to solve, a town full of secrets. Nice. Anyways, I'm excited. I can't wait to read some more of Jennifer Lynn Barnes books. Yeah, that means after I read this duology, I've read all her books. I read her whole backlist. That's exciting. These last 2 books are part of a series, and I've kept them on my TBR. And I did say in January that I was gonna keep these books on my TBR until I've read both of them. First one is Queen of Shadows. I'm going to be doing my reread of this one. I am so excited to do a reread of this. This is my favorite book in the series, as well as Empire Storms. But this book, I love this book so much. I will be reading this very, very soon. I need to take a break just for a little bit, just so I don't get in the slump, and then I'll be reading this book, and I can't wait. This book will probably be, and I'm hoping, knock on wood, that actually happens, but this book is probably going to be my most annotated book I've ever annotated in my life, and I'm so ready for it. I'm gonna need to buy some new tabs. And then we have Kingdom of Ash. Yeah, I don't think I'll get to this book this month, but if I do, pat me on the back. Yeah, she is extremely thick. I'm pretty sure she's almost 1,000 pages. This will probably have to be like, if I get to it, the month that I read this in will probably be the only book that I read, because there is no way I'm reading any other book besides this. It's exciting, and also it's very floppy too. Lorcan awoke later, hours, days he didn't know. I lied. Ow! I just hit my lip. So yeah, I won't stop putting this on my TBR until I read it. So just letting you know, what books is she gonna read every month? Well, you'll know one book. There we go. That is the books that I read and the books that I want to read in March. I hope you guys did enjoy this. Don't forget to do all the usual YouTube stuff you guys obviously know how to do. And I'll see you guys in my next video.